Everyone, and Shabbat Shalom. This coming Shabbat we are with Parashat Vaetchanan, the portion of Vaetchanan, which is like begging and pleading in front of God. In this portion, Moses is praying many times in order to change the decree of not entering to the land of Israel. And till it came to the point in which God is telling him, stop, it's enough. Because if he would pray even one prayer more, then his prayer will be accepted. He will be able to change it. And it was not for the benefit of the process from that time on, according to what the actions of the people of Israel led it to be. So therefore, Moses was answered eventually with no. But this portion is loaded with that power of praying and changing decrees with the power of prayer. Therefore, in this portion, we have two major things that are so powerful through the history for all mankind, and this is the 10 Commandments. According to the Midrash, according to the sages, we know that when revelation took place on Mount Sinai, all nations over the world heard the 10 Commandments in their language, which means this is a spiritual concept, general 10 laws for all humanity, not just for the Jewish nation. So this is the 10 Commandments, which are channeling the force light of God in such manner that it can remove a lot of negativity from mankind. In that time, revelation of no death, removing the angel of death from the picture, for it was holding for a certain time, not too long. So the channel of this is the second 10 Commandments, the channel is energy of life, energy of health, energy of reconnecting with the life force of God. So this is one thing, the 10 Commandments, according to the 10 emanations, 10 levels of energy. But we have in this parasha something which is very essential, the prayer of Shema Israel. Listen Israel, the prayer that we know that in the time of the temple, while sacrifices were brought to the temple, the people of Israel had just to say twice a day the Shema Israel to connect themselves to the light force of God. And since the time of the desert in which Moses is receiving the prayer of Shema, it's with us all the time. Now the Shema Israel, the complete prayer of Shema Israel, the complete part with all the paragraphs, has altogether 248 words. Here in this portion, we have the first two verses, which are the major connection of the Shema Israel, and then the first paragraph that has 42 words. We know that the four parts within the Shema Israel are correlating to the body of the human being, because 248 words altogether in the Shema Israel are correlating to the 248 parts in the soul and in the body of a human being, as well to the 248 parts of all the world itself, that all the globe itself is composed or built from 248 major parts. And one of the meditations that is essential to meditate every time that we do say Shema Israel is to unify and to create unity between two realms of energy, the realm of the light force of God and the realm of a vessel. We need to understand that everything in this world is either light or darkness, connecting to the light or disconnected from the light. It's like on and off, like in computers, zeros and one. It's or 0 or 1. It's not in between, like the switch of a light, the switch of the light, that it's or on, off. The same is here. The Shema Israel is reconnecting us. And we need to understand that as the Shema Israel has 248 words, we have 248 precepts of what to do. This is in the Torah. 365 of what not to do, prohibitions, and 248 positive actions that we need to do in order to connect to the light. What the Shema Israel is doing is helping us to connect with the light. Then we need to understand that when we behave in our life when we are doing mistakes and we are not doing the right things, then the wrong action is disconnecting us from the light force of God. And then it's giving room for darkness to be revealed. As when we switch off the light, darkness is being revealed. Darkness has no existence from itself unless the light is not revealed. So therefore, when we switch on the light, the darkness goes away because it wasn't there to begin with its illusion. It has a place when we do not reveal the light. Now, when we started with the sin of Adam and Eve, and we did the first time in which we switch off the light from our life. It's not that we switch off the light, the real light of God, but we are switching it off from coming into our life. So when we did that, darkness started to have place in life of mankind. So every time that we do a mistake, and we do a misdeed, or we do something wrong, we insult someone, and we get angry, we get sad, upset, and so on, we are bitter from life, we are all of that, then we are disconnecting from the light force of God. And the 248 good deeds that the Torah is recommending to do are deeds in which we can reconnect with the light force. And one of the strongest, if not the strongest, channel to reconnect and create a union between light and vessel is the prayer of Shema Israel. The prayer of Shema Israel, when it's recited the proper way, can remove a lot of negativity from a person. And we know that one of the big misdeeds that there are is idolatry. And it says that if someone is meditating properly, and when he's saying the word Echad properly, that in the Daled of Echad, the breath that comes from the soul of a person while he's saying Echad, and especially in the last letter, the Daled of Echad, creates an angel that can remove negativity even of idolatry if someone really wants to connect with the light. Obviously, that this is in the condition that the person regrets what that he has done, and he won't do it anymore. That for sure, and the person want to reveal the light again. Then he reveals a lot of light with the Shema Israel. Now, what is the idea of Shema Israel? The first verse, Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad, is connection to the light force, or what we know as the level of Zeir Anpin, the tree of life. And when we say silently, Baruch Shem Kvod Malchuto Leolam Vaed, is bringing the light to Malchut level, to the vessel level, creating that union. Now, there are special meditations with the Shema Israel, but we need to know that there are general ones that are essential in order that the light will be emanating through the words of the Shema Israel. One of them is to accept that we are saying that precept as a result of God telling us to say it. Just simply, because the light force told us to say it, this is why we are saying it. We are completing one of the deeds of the 248 deeds of actions that are positive actions. Now, another meditation is that we are bringing the light force to rule or to be on top of all the 248 organs of our soul and body, which means we are accepting a king upon ourselves. We are accepting that the light force is a king upon all our organs of the soul and the body. And as we do it, also we wish to bring the light force to be a king upon the entire creation that has 248 parts. So this is the second meditation. One is to accept simply saying the deed because we were told to. So second is bringing the light to be a king upon all the organs of the soul and the body and the world. Another one is to remove all negativity from us by accepting, in the word of Echad, what's called Ol Malchut Shamayim, accepting the yoke of the kingdom of above. And this is by thinking that we want to remove any type of negativity from us with the concept of the 4 deaths that are mentioned in the Bible, which is stoning, burning, strangling, and killing, the being killed. All these 4, we are accepting the energy force of these 4 types of death in order that we wish to bring light. With the Daled of the Chad, we wish to bring light to remove body consciousness from us, to remove negative consciousness from us, to remove selfishness from us with that thought consciousness. So these 4 thoughts, or these 4 meditations that we are doing, even though they are simple, they are the most essential to create that connection with the light force of God. And also they are telling us that we need to understand that in the Shema Israel we are accepting that God is one. Now, why we need to say God is one? Obviously that God is one. Many people in the world accept that God is one. Now, all the Muslims accept that there is one God, and the Christian accept that there is one God. Also, that there is additional things to this, but there is one God. Not saying Son of God that we don't accept and so on, that this is not the way, but we know that there is one God. So why do we need to say in Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad? God is one. We need to understand that the attributes of God, the way that God is manifesting in this world, can be or total merciful, and it means that everything goes easy in life of a person, life of a human being, or it can be with the name of Elohim, which is judgmental, that everything goes through judgment, everything is difficult in life of a person, troubles, problems, misery, suffering. This is the judgmental way that the light force of God is being revealed in this world to some people or to many people. And there is the third attribute, which is the mercy. It's not chesed, it's not mercy, it's rachamim, it's compassion. It's the central column. That compassion includes mercy and judgment, includes both sides. And then it's really different ways how the light of force is manifesting in life of people. Now, someone can say, really, God is just the merciful side. It's not the judgmental way. But we need to understand, we need to accept, and we need to believe that God is one, whether it's the merciful way or the judgmental way. Because all ways of revelation of the light and all that we go through in life has one purpose to bring us to reconnect with the light force. And sometimes what to do, the only way that we can reconnect is through going the judgmental way, the hard way that will bring us closer to the light, because to remove negativity, sometimes you need the energy of judgment. Not every time you can use the energy of mercy, because we are people and we are stubborn, and not every time we are changing the easy way just by learning what is the easy way and doing it. Many times we don't do that well, and this is the result. But in Shema Israel we are accepting and we are believing, we are saying it, God is one. Now, when we are accepting that God is one, we are creating unity in all levels of creation, because we bring the light force of God with our consciousness to every part of our life and our organs. And this creates a huge revelation of light. So not by coincidence that the Shema Israel is a powerful prayer that we have, because within the words of the Shema Israel there is a high sophisticated way of connection to the light force of God, in which we can bring truly the light force of God to rule over all the bodies of all the organs of our body. This is why the Kabbalists are considering and associating healing properties to the words of the Shema Israel. That when we say the complete Shema Israel, the 248 words, we can bring with each word light to one of the organs of the soul and the body, in order to balance ourselves on the soul level and to heal ourselves in the body level. Because in the soul level, when we have attributes that are not balanced, then it's like sickness. It's not balanced. And we need to balance it. And one of the ways to balance it is with the Shema Israel, powerful way. So therefore, in this Shabbat, it's Shabbat in which there is a spiritual opening in the universe for prayers. There is a spiritual opening in order to ask to change decrees or destiny through the power of prayer. This was opened through the channel of Moses and his prayers, even though that he personally was not answered, but still that channel that he established in this portion exists. And by the way, because the Shema Israel is a very powerful prayer that is mentioned in this portion, the Book of Splendor, the Zohar, on this portion explained the power of the mezuzah, because inside the mezuzah we have the Shema Israel being written on the parchment. That this is the channel of light that is being revealed, because the mezuzah is reconnecting us to the light force. It creates a continuous connection between this reality to the light force, and therefore it has properties of protection, to protect a person. And this is why we understand, and the Zohar explains on this parasha, that in the Torah we don't have mezuzah as singular. We don't have it written as a singular. It's mezuzot in plural, like many. And the Zohar says that if you play with the letters of the word mezuzot, you have two words, zaz mavet, removing death, removing negativity. This is the power of the Shema Yisrael, and this is the power of mezuzah, removing death. So this is what we want to connect in this Shabbat, to that type of energy. And this, by the way, this is why it's so essential that a person would have powerful kosher mezuzah on the post of his door, and not just to have a nice art or a piece of art as the house of the mezuzah, the place where we place the parchment, and there is nothing inside. It's just a piece of art. The more important is the parchment inside, that it will be done properly with the proper intentions and meditations. So this Shabbat, it's a very powerful channel for changing decrees, for our prayers, to be protected from negative energies, to ask for health and healing, to connect with the energy of the light force of God with the Ten Commandments. So God willing that we will all have the chance to connect with that light, to assist us in this process in which the world is now in, which is not that easy. We can see a lot of judgment all over around, and we want to be we want to be protected, and also to have the energy to assist others, God willing. Shabbat Shalom.